It's Coach Velia. Happy full moon on the day 7 of organizing stuff. Today we're going to talk about priorities, and it's perfect because we have the energy of this beautiful moon happening tonight. And I love taking advantage of the energies that are being provided by this full moon. Like I always say, it's help on steroids, right? So why not take advantage of all the beautiful things taking place right now to help propel you forward in whatever mission you have. So for a few of you, you're not really sure as to what your mission is. You have an idea of what you want, and maybe it's kind of been the same for the past month, for the past few years or whatever. And maybe you haven't quite figured out how to lay the foundation to make sure that you're welcoming in those type of things. So today I wanted to do kind of a little ritual with you guys. I was going to keep it simple, but I wanted you guys to be a part of what was happening. I had mentioned a couple videos ago that I have a lot going on in my life, business life, and I've kind of just been clearing my time and really setting priorities and asking myself, what is it that you need, Velia? Like, I know what you want to do. I know that you want to do 10,000 things, but what do you need to be doing right now at this point in your life? In your capacity, as far as your vision is concerned, like what's going on. So I had to sit with myself and make some really tough decisions the past month. And this is probably why a lot of things are falling into place, because I had to literally figure out where my time was going, how it was best being utilized, and basically what the call was for me to step into. So I shared with you guys that I have a crystal shop, metaphysical shop, and my goal was always to have different services for the community to help heal. So have different practitioners, just kind of basically present the alternative way to healing, mind, body, spirit. And I kind of like went away from that, or even though I was kind of still working towards it, the shop was taking a lot of my energy. And even though it's been a labor of love, and I love having clients, customers, a coffee shop, everything's great, I kind of felt like my energy was being torn in different directions. So I made the tough decision to not have the crystal shop, but it's not going to be the center of what I'm doing at the healing center. So we need the square footage for like workshops, different classes and things of that nature. So we started putting like flash sales, like all the inventory is flying off the shelves, because I do need the space for other things like the classes. Also being called to travel more. So I was kind of receiving downloads to go more online. And I'm asking how much more online with my clients. And, my guides, my higher self was pointing towards 100% online. So, of course, I was excited that I'm giving the opportunity to do that. But with that comes a lot of different fears, uncertainties, me kind of wanting to have my hand in every pot. So I kind of have the full picture now where it's online 100%. I will be traveling more. So I want to make sure that I'm still there for my clients. So that's why that platform was presented. Also doing workshops every month, 1 to 2 workshops a month. So it'll be one workshop where I'm gonna be bringing in some quantum experiences, healing at an expedited level, and kind of just walking people through their journey of self-discovery. And through that, we excavate again a bunch of things that are going to be brought up to the surface to heal up. So that's where the time is going to go. And I'm kind of shifting gears in those directions. Also started a book club last month. So a bunch of projects. And this morning it dawned on me that I'm tired, and it's okay to be tired, but I had to kind of sit with myself and say, you're really tired. But I thought about the busyness that I've had the past month, and it's all pretty much because I was setting certain priorities and laying the foundation for those things to take place. Like, is it always easy? No. Do I always know 100% what's going on and what's on the other side? Not really. But I wanted to make sure that I wanted to share this information for those of you that are struggling or don't know what to do, how to set priorities, how to listen to yourself and all that good stuff. I kind of wanted to walk you through the things that have been taking place with me the last couple months in hopes that it inspires you to be okay with, doing the busy work and setting priorities and making sure you're staying organized and getting rid of the old and bringing in the new. So that includes your belief systems around as well. So I wanted to kind of have a little full moon hanging out with you guys. And I brought some little tools to share for those of you that prefer one thing more than the other. Like I share all the time, like there is no crystal, no oil, no casting spells that is stronger than you are on your own. But sometimes we need tools. One, because they help. For a lot of us, there's a belief system that, they amplify your power, and that's great. Whatever it takes. If you need them, awesome. They're fun anyway, right? But again, I want to start off with saying that you are more than enough and you don't need all these extra things. But I have them because they're cute and I like to use them. So let me go ahead and start off with a couple things. I do have printouts, and again, you guys can get these at the 99-cent store, print them at home. But when I have full moon sit downs with myself, I get real with what's happening. I want to have a concept of my time. I want to know what goals I'm setting. And let me share something with you. Like a lot of times I used to think that I have to figure out the steps before I can have a vision for what I want. So tonight I'm going to teach you that's not the case. We are called to do something. And even though we can't see it 100%, it is our job to get the ball rolling on it. Like what is the preliminary work that has to take place for us to manifest whatever it is that we're, looking forward to. So I'm going to share a couple things with you. And one second. Just to kind of give you guys some visual aids to kind of help put things into perspective, because it doesn't have to be as difficult as we really believe it is. So there's ways of simplifying how to help you along the way, again, to just bring in all this amazingness that you very well deserve. So I have my calendar for December, which I filled out, but this is a cleaner copy. So I kind of have a printout of December and then like the things I'll need to be doing. And I also have one for January, right? So full moons normally land late beginning of the month, right before the middle of the month. So it kind of gives me a chance to evaluate how is December going so far, and what does the rest of December look like, and what are you looking forward to in January. So I revisit the calendar to find out what's happening. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but have an idea. Okay, if I have this priority, going online or doing whatever, like where is my platform? What am I doing? What are my topics? What's my schedule? What is, and kind of have a few things on this calendar to get me going and have prospective dates on there, right? So for you, it could be different, but it's pretty much the same concept. Like what exactly do you want? And don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just write it down and what's the ideal date that you would like for it to take place. And we're going to go ahead and organize our priorities today. Okay, we're going to declutter the excuses, the reasons why we haven't. It doesn't matter. What are you going to do now moving forward to make sure that you are attaining those things? And I promise you, it has everything to do with priorities. So I have my calendar. I also have my handy dandy worksheet that I give my clients. It's literally a timesheet, and it's not gonna be perfect, but it's kind of giving me an idea of when I'm gonna get these things done and what dates and what time frames, right? I need a guide. And I also have a bunch of little tools for you guys today. So I have my notebook, and in my notebook, I write down the things that I've learned, and you don't have to write it, but I kind of like write like what was my biggest takeaway this month. So from this full moon to the last full moon, like kind of review what my month looked like, what my intentions were, how many of them I actually followed through with, what did I do, and like what were, again, my biggest takeaways for this month. So self-evaluation is always important. We talked about self-assessment yesterday, but it's really good to revisit and say, okay, let me go back this month and see where it is that I did thrive in the areas that I wanted to, and what areas do I need a little more support in from myself or somebody else, okay? I also think about if I picked up any habits that were beneficial and I want to keep them going, or if there's anything that I told myself or that I know is kind of like preventing me from moving forward. So I write down a list of things that I'm looking forward to, but first I write down a list of the things that I need to let go of, right? Whether it be material items, spending time on too many things that are not getting me closer to the actual goals that I want. And people mention all the time, like, there isn't enough time in a day, I'm so busy. That's right. That's why I tell people, write down what it is you're doing and see what time you have available for you to work on your goals. Because that's super important, you guys. If not, we just go around this vicious circle And like, we never get anywhere. We just keep making excuses, and we start, resenting ourselves, resenting life, the people around us. And it just kind of turns into this really ugly habitual life that you're not really happy in. And how we get there, I don't know. I just honestly think it's because we never sit down and assess our day and kind of evaluate and, give ourselves a break and like breathe and think. And so the full moon, no matter what happens, this is when I sit down and really evaluate myself and say, okay, Velia, you've gotten this far. Yay. Pat on the back. That's awesome. What are the new projects you're starting, right? So, and I do it very differently than I did before, because I used to be really hard on myself and feel like you're not doing enough, until I understood how to have grace for myself. So I want to make sure I extend that to you guys. So I'm going to start off by sending you much love and grace and setting the wonderful intention for this message to get from my heart to yours, and for us to just work together, because how beautiful would it be to build this community where we're all working towards some goals that are going to help achieve our greatness, and then help others along the way. So that's why we're here today. So I want to make sure that I start off with that. Welcome so much. I love that you guys are hanging out. I asked my husband to prepare me some tea, and of course, look at the mug he uses. So he's part of this information right now via the mug he prepared my tea in. Awesome. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the tools I brought today. So I did make this candle. This is a moon candle, and it has a labradorite crystal in it and some cute little charms, because it's got to look fancy. Hi guys, thanks for joining. So I'm going to go ahead and light this candle for us today. I'm going to set the intention for direction and much courage along the way, and to allow ourselves to listen to the wisdom that comes in. So a lot of people ask for patience. I don't, because I don't want to have to be put in a situation where I'm required to work on my patience. So instead I say, grant me wisdom, strength, and courage to do what I have to do. And then automatically, because I have wisdom, it's going to expedite, the information and the least amount of pain and suffering possible. So let's go ahead and light this candle. For those of you that are candle lovers and use candles for full moons, I want to make sure I touch on most of your rituals or things that you use to help during the full moon. Okay, so our candle is lit, and she's a beauty. So she'll be hanging out here on the side, and we'll check in on her periodically. I chose the stone labradorite to put in this candle because, especially for moon candles, I think for me, I love this stone. It's a very, very, very strong, let's say strong and protective stone. It does help renew those people who tend to overwork. So it was perfect because I didn't intentionally mean to overwork, but I did a lot in the past month or two, and it brought me more stress than I wanted to. So I want to make sure I say sorry to me for overworking. And also labradorite helps reestablish, heal up your spirit, heal up your body. That, tends to come from overworking. So I'm sorry, body. I love you. Thank you so much for taking care of me. Show me how to treat you better, right? No beat up sessions. And take a deep breath. Bring in all the joy, love, and learning, and then release it and trust the process, right? So labradorite, thank you so much for that. It's also really good for protecting your aura and, repelling negativity. So it's literally like a little shield. I call it the warrior stone is what I do, because a lot of us tend to go fight, and we just need to be refreshed and renewed and then protected while we keep going. So thank you, labradorite, representing in our cute little candle today. And we'll take a look at her in a little bit. And I called her, I don't know why. Okay, so along with our candle, I actually create this little spray, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Florida water, right? This is water with different oils in it. It's all about intention. You can go buy it at Amazon, Walmart, whatever. Clear it. How do you clear it? Create a whole bunch of love, light, hold on to it, speak beautiful things to it. And what I like to do is create this light all around it and have a little upside down tornado, and I visualize all the bad juju comes out of it, and then I throw it off to the cosmos, and now this water is ready to do whatever you tell it to do, right? And again, another little tool. A lot of you like to have a palo santo, right? And this wood is basically used to clear any negative energies. You burn it, it doesn't always stay on, so you have to continue to light it and just smudge it around, right? Smell it. Also remember, you are stronger than any of these tools I'm sharing, so you don't need them to be who you are. In my cleansing spray, I do add in the Florida water. I add in palo santo oil, also sage oil. I add frankincense, myrrh, and then I also put a little uplifting cedar wood in there, right? Really good for your mind. That's what's in my cleansing spray. Super easy, simple to make. You can make it at home. And we're going to start off by clearing our space. And then I got to make sure I don't get it in my eyeballs. I also throw little crystals in there just to enhance the vibration of it. So let's get started. It does not have to be complicated. For those of you joining, thank you so much. Happy full moon in December. It's considered the cold moon. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, love you too, babe. Thank you so much for being on here. The cold moon, it sounds so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, why is it cold? And basically, this is a moon that's going to help us evaluate our emotions from a very logical and spiritual place, right? So we're going to just make sure it's kind of hand in hand. Like, we're going to be logical and also very spiritual, and they should be one. But we tend to kind of think one is more than the other, or this one's stronger than the other. There's a bunch of activity going on with like Neptune and Mars and a bunch of stuff, and we can get caught up in all that. But at the end of the day, it's here to help you really take hold of the things that you need to do and let go of the things that you are being blocked by. And you're going to determine what that is. It's about structure and letting go of like the wishy-washiness, right? And I always just feel like people like have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I want to do this, but I can't because of that. I have to do that, but I haven't been able because of this. Okay, I'm not saying you're lying, right? Or making excuses. I'm just saying if that's the reason why, find out why your feet can't be on the same place, in the same place. Why is 1 foot in and 1 foot out? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? So bringing in structure and making sure you're writing these things down is super important, again, to help propel you to where you want to go. It's time to take action. What do you want? It's time for transformation. So this moon is actually helping you do that as long as you allow it to do it. So the energy isn't going to force itself on you. It's going to present the opportunity and say, I'm here if you want to get on the ride. If not, it's okay. I'll get the next person behind you to get on this ride if they so choose, right? And so again, about transformation, again, I love to take advantage of the energies because it's expedited and I'm all about fast learning. It's also really good to help you start manifesting and start putting things into place of what's happening now and the things that you want to have happen later on. And this is why I have both December and January, because December is present, but I have to start manifesting what I want my January to look like. And it's not like I'm moving too far ahead. I'm just planning, because I strongly believe that when we want to manifest something, it's very important to get the things laid out, the foundation to welcome in that energy. And this is why we're doing the decluttering and we're making room for new things, because we're going to just welcome whatever goodness needs to come. But I want to make sure there's room for it. Right? So that means room for it on my calendar. That means room for it on my daily schedule. I want to make sure that my weekly is looked at, my monthly, whatever plans I have coming, whatever vacations, birthdays, whatever, that I make sure I structure myself first and then add all those other things, because I'm a priority. My dreams, my goals, the things that I want, because at the end of the day, if I'm not taking care of the person in the mirror, how am I going to take care of everything and everyone else? That it doesn't even make sense, but a lot of us continue to do it. So it's about, Velia, what do you need? I'm walking into this new phase of my life. There's many changes happening. I'm working through the fear. I'm working through the uncertainty, and I'm still writing things on my little boxes each month, because that I have complete control over. I am a firm believer that my today creates my tomorrow. So whatever I'm doing today, I have to make sure it's something that's going to result in the future. So if I'm complaining or being bitter or whatever, why would I manifest something different tomorrow if that's how I lived out my today? So I want to check in with myself to say, okay, I'm so grateful for the things that have taken place. And this is why I like to look at my previous calendar and kind of take a look at what that month looked like. Pull out whatever gratitude I need to, and then use it to keep propelling myself forward. Okay? Simple steps, you guys. Now, there are, once again, quite a few things that can be obstacles, and I just want you to look at them. Look at what they are and be well aware of what they are and start tackling them. But never lose sight of the things that you want to manifest, because those things will not prevent you from getting the things that you need. They're just obstacles. So you've learned to walk around it, walk through it, or jump over it. That's it. That's all it is. They're just speed bumps, people. They're not death sentences. So they really give as much power we actually, they're as strong as they are because of the power we give them. So just be aware of where you're sending your energy. I always tell people that if you don't like what you're manifesting on a daily basis, start asking yourself what you need to do different. And it's not always comfortable. So what I do with the list of things that, of habits that I've created that have served me, I'm very grateful for. And the ones that I haven't, I make sure to take note and write it down. So after I've written down what those things are, I just get a little notebook and start writing those things down. And then I say, thank you for teaching me what you have. And I take my little paper and I burn it just because it's so fun to do. And when I burn it, it's a representation that I'm no longer going to use them to kick my butt for negative self-talk. Should've, could've, would've don't exist, you guys. So the representation of burning is like, thank you, I wrote them down. I'm very well aware of it. And now I'm going to take my little piece of paper and I have a little fire pit right here. Right? And I'm going to just light my paper and say goodbye to it. That's it. And I'm going to let it burn in a safe place. I'm in a very well ventilated area. Right? So pretty. See, it feels fancy, you guys. It just feels fancy, right? See if I don't set off the alarm. I don't really want to put that out there. No, it's good. So I'm going to put it off to the side so I don't burn anybody or any object. All right. And just that quick, it's out, right? So energetically, you guys, it's a representation of the things that, again, have been brought to our awareness, our willingness to understand that some things serve, some things don't. And then by us burning it, it's done, is just allowing it to be taken away and for us to set the intention to make sure that we're not repeating cycles that are not valuable to us at this time because we've already learned whatever lessons that we were supposed to learn. So a bunch of little tools, tricks, all that good stuff. I want to send a clearing out to all of you who are listening now and the ones that will be listening to later. So I just want you guys to follow me along. To follow along with me with a cute little or quick little visualization, we're going to cleanse ourselves of all the things that have happened from this moment in your past, from now to whenever or however far you want to go. We're going to do a deep cleaning, all right? A quick cleanup job. So I want you to just kind of close your eyes, I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you do that, I just want you to envision yourself at the top of your head, a big white ball of light. And it's a beautiful white golden light. And it's going to expand so big. And it's going to cover every area of you, all over your head, all the way down to your toes. And I want you to visualize yourself in this beautiful bubble of white golden light. And this light, what it's doing, it's literally lighting up all the areas of your life that are that need to be activated to step into the awesomeness that you were created to be. And this little light's just turning a whole bunch of things on in your heart, in your tummy, in your head, in every chakra, any area that you can think of. It's just activating information. It's activating healing. It's activating awareness. It's activating worthiness. You name it. Everything that needs to be turned on, and the things that need to be turned off just cannot withstand this light. So they start disappearing. And then we're going to just picture that we have a little upside down tornado at the top of our head. And that little upside down tornado is taking away all the things that no longer serve you. Belief systems, negative self-talk, old habits, excuses, projects that are taking way too much of our time that are not aligned with the purpose that we're actually here to fulfill. And as this little tornado is spinning and spinning and spinning, it's literally just vacuuming up all the things that no longer serve you. And when you're ready, you're going to take a deep breath. Say thank you to our little tornado friend. And then I just want you to picture you throwing it way far away into another galaxy. And it just blows up. It just explodes, taking away all those things that no longer serve you. And with a heart full of gratitude, we're going to say thank you for that. You're going to take a deep breath, knowing that you are loved, refreshed, energized, and ready to step into your greatness, even though you have no clue what the first step is, what the second step is, what the final step may be. But you're trusting the process, knowing that you are completely enlightened, you have been activated, and any anchors or chains that you had holding you down have been removed. And I'm going to ask you to visualize the life that you do want to live, the one that you haven't been able to for whatever reason. Where are you? You're laughing, you're smiling, you're having a great time. You're wearing your outfit. What color are you wearing? What does your hair look like? What does the weather feel like? And visualize that life that brings you so much joy. And take a deep breath and bring it in and say, this is what I want. This is my happiness. Help me align myself to receive this right here. And take a deep breath. When you're ready, you just open your eyes. All right. Sometimes when you open your eyes, it's like, whoa, where am I? Lots of light. Something sweet, something short, something simple, something super effective. I really do hope that you add this to your monthly, weekly, daily, hourly practice, because it does do a lot. If you give your mind a moment to visualize something other than what you don't like and create the things that you do want in your life, there is a brain and a heart connection. And when you put that out there, the energy comes back and starts giving you the things that you want to receive. All you have to do is give it pictures, smile, and say, this is what I want. It's like you're literally sending a photographic telegraph to God, the universe, and whoever brings in the things or helps you bring in the things that you really want in your life. So if you knew that if you did that more often, that you could help create those things in your life, would you not do it more often? And you don't have to do it every day, 10 times a day for 15 minutes. Like, no, just when you remember, say, okay, my life is chaotic, I don't like this, whatever. Let me close my eyes again and remind myself what I want. And you'll be surprised that when you do stuff like that, the steps start coming your way, because now you have a more clear picture. And instead of sending off chaos and being tired and stressed or whatever, it starts aligning and your life starts changing. Your trajectory and the energy you're putting out just starts changing and your life starts changing. And I know this because I'm living proof. I've done it for quite some time. I love teaching it. I love helping you create it. But first you have to really heal up the things that are creating you to believe that you're not worth receiving. So this is a good practice for you to step in the right direction. Please keep me posted. I love to see and hear how you guys are doing and how I can support you. It does not have to be so complicated, you guys. I promise you. The things that actually work are so simple. We have to just train our brain to believe that, right? And it takes a minute, but it's doable. So I hope you guys enjoyed our little chat today. Short, sweet, and simple. Quite a few steps. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go out and take a look at that beautiful moon. Breathe in the air and start creating that amazing life that you were meant to live. Thanks so much. Have an amazing night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.